welcome to Nick Studios.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Alright? So, let's get started.
Alright, Assalamualaikum and good morning class.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Where is? Okay, thank you. Thank you for response. So today you are going to learn Unit 8, still in Unit 8, which is the last chapter of your textbook. And today you are going to learn writing, which is a letter giving advice, alright? So without further ado, let's continue. Alright? So, alright, I want to ask you, okay, can somebody tell me if someone is facing a problem, how can you help them?
Give advice.
Give advice, okay, good. Any other answer?
Find the problem and solve it.
Find the problem. Alright. Okay, any other answer?
Bring him to counseling.
Bring him to counseling. Okay, good. Thank you for the responses, right? So, first Shazrina said that we can give them advice, and then Chokaiwen said that we can solve their problem, and Shami said that we can bring them to the counselor to solve our problem, right? So, basically, everyone has their problems, but can everyone solve their problems? Maybe some can, and maybe some not, because not all problems we can solve by ourselves. Maybe we need someone to solve our problems, right? So, okay, let's move on to the next slides. Okay. So the topic is today is about advice. So basically, what is advice? Can someone explain to me what is advice?
The tips to solve a problem.
All right, good. The tip of try to solve the problem. Okay. Any other answer? Who wants to try? Anyone want to try? Anyone? Okay, it's okay. So everyone do not want to try, but it's okay. So thank you, Chong Kai Wen, for telling me what is advice. So basically, you try to try to give them like opportunity, or try to solve their problem by giving your words, or try to tell some words or the ways to try to solve the problem. Okay, so why people need advice? Why people need this advice to solve their problems or something that they think that they are not sure about? Can someone tell me why we need advice?
To solve
Can
a
someone?
problem.
To solve the problem, okay. Others? How about others? Why people need advice? More options to make decision. Okay, good, Fazrina. All right, thank you, Fazrina. Okay, others? Why people need advice? If you have problem, why do you need advice? Because we can put the advice as a motivation for ourselves. Okay, good. Now I'm Farisha. All right. So besides we can solve our problem, besides we can solve our problems, we also can take the advice as our motivation to do something or to make something, right? So everyone need advice. If you do something, if you do homework, sometimes you need advice from your teacher or your friends. For example, like madam, how do you why do we need to do this? Okay, madam, how to do this? All right. So there is a question that kind of asking for advice. All right. So let's move on to the next slide. All right. So objectives of the day is today. The first objectives would be, the first one, you will compare either the advices are reliable or not. After this, we can see the extract that will be shown to you, you will have to compare either the advices are reliable or not. Okay, for the objective number 2, you have to write a letter about giving advices to family and friends. Right, so that is the objectives of the day. All right, so now look at this. So you basically listen to the sound frequently, right? Now look at this. All right, so from the picture you see, what is your opinion about it? What is it about? From the picture, you can refer to your textbook, page 117. From your from the picture, what can you tell about? What is your opinion about the picture or the text?
She is stressed.
She is stressed. Okay. Okay,
She
good,
needs some
Shankar.
advice.
She needs some advice. Okay, good, Shazwina.
She have
Others?
a problem. She has a
Yeah.
problem.
She has a problem. Okay, good. Anyone want to answer? Any other
Negative
answer?
thinking.
Thinking, all right.
Negative thinking.
Negative thinking. Okay, good. So basically, you can see she needs some advice and she wants someone help her. Okay, thank you, Nur Ain Farisha. All right. So basically, for the answers is all a correct answer because we can see that her face is quite worried, right? So she is thinking something, but what is she thinking about? Because she feels we can see that her face is very worried of something, but we don't know what is her worry about because we don't read the text. We don't read the text, and then we can read the text later, right? So this is we can from the picture itself is shown that the woman or the girl is facing something or facing a problem. So basically she needs some advice. How do we know she needs the advice? Because from the letter he gives. Okay. Okay, the first one. Okay. All right. The first one. What is the letter about? The first one. Is it giving advice or asking for advice?
Asking for
Asking
advice.
for advice.
Asking for advice. Thank you. The second one is
Giving advice.
Give
Giving
advice.
advice.
Giving advice.
okay, good. Giving advice. So basically, the first one, the letter with the woman is asking for the advice. So basically, the number 2 is the reply from the first one. Alright. So okay, what is about the letter? What the letter is about? So basically, we can see it in the next slide. Okay, let's read it first. Okay, if you cannot see it clearly, you can refer to the page 117. Alright. So let's read it first. Okay, can someone read it for me?
Yes.
Alright, Chang Kai Wei, can you read it?
Yes. Dear Agnes, I need some advice. I have got exams coming up, and for the past few weeks, I have been feeling overwhelmed. I am worried I am going to fail. I have so much homework and revision to do every night, as well as my hobbies such as tennis and volleyball, that I feel like I am not doing anything as well as I should. My cousin at another school, and during the exam period, she is not given any homework. It is so unfair. Also, my mom says I should give up my hobbies until after the exams, but I don't know want to do this. How can I find time for everything without feeling like I am not doing my best? Trouble in bed. Logo.
Alright, thank you, Chang Kai Wen. Okay, before we continue, can someone little mistake from Chang Kai Wen, which is this word. Okay, can someone show me how to pronounce this word? Can someone tell me?
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. Okay, good. No Kamali Atira. So Chang Kai Wen is not overwhelmed. It is overwhelmed. Alright? Overwhelmed. Right, good. Thank you for fixing. Alright, so basically, Trouble in Bogo. We don't know what her name, but he named herself as a Trouble in Bogo. Alright. So basically, he asking for advice because she asking to Agnes for some advice. So because she or he got exams coming up, and the first few weeks she is feeling overwhelmed and worried she are going to fail because she have two different main things, which is her hobbies, and then the second one is the exam. So basically, she want to asking advice about finding time for to do both without feeling like uh she left out their hobbies or she left out the exam, right? So basically, she need to find time for everything without feeling like I'm not doing my best because she wants to try to make her mother impressed. At the same time, she wants to play the volleyball as well. As she loves to play sports, tennis and volleyball. So she has two different things, but she cannot do both at the same time. So she needs some advice. Right. So let's we see the next slide. Right. So let's discuss. Okay. Someone can tell me. Can someone tell me who is troubled in Bogor?
Agnes.
Agnes, are you sure?
No.
No, right? So who is troubled in Bogor?
The girl.
The
The
receiver,
girl. Right. All
receiver.
right. Thank you. The receiver. All right. So basically, the answer is who is troubled in Bogor? We can say that we don't know her name or his name, right? So basically, if the question asks you like this, who is trouble in Bogor? So basically, you can just answer the you can just write the answer the
Trouble.
the person. Alright, the person who, oh my god, sorry, the person who
Write the
is,
letter.
yes, good, the person who is writing the letter, right? Sorry for my, all right. So that is the answer for who is the trouble in Bogor. Okay. So basically, she did not mention her name, but she wrote her name as the trouble in Bogor. But if the question asks who is trouble in Bogor, so you just write the person who is writing the letter, right? So that is the answer for. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Okay. What is the girl's problem actually? What is the girl's problem?
Being overwhelmed.
Feel overwhelmed, okay.
Overthinking.
Worried on
Overthinking,
worried about the exam.
worry about the exam, okay. Okay, any other answer? You are almost there.
What should he do?
Alright, so I have mentioned it before. Okay, your answer is all correct, but almost correct. But the actually what is the girl's problem is you can see that uh she has not got enough time to study and do her hobby as she want. Okay, yeah, understand?
Yes.
Okay, so the girl's problems is actually like I mentioned
The
before, the girls
the
cannot
last
do both things at the same time. So basically, she has problem with,
slide.
yes, the last sentence at the paragraph, right? She has problem with exam and her hobbies. All right. So basically, if the question asks, okay, uh, what is the girl problem? She has a problem with exam and her hobbies. So basically, you just add it. You just add. Because she cannot do both at the same time, right? So I just wrote the simple one because it cannot fit the slides. All right. So the number to answer is, what is the girl's problem? She has problem with exam and her hobbies because she cannot do both at the same time. Right? Understand? So far so good. All right, good.
Yeah.
So the last question. What is the girl asking Agnes to tell her? The
She
last
is a
paragraph
is
of the essay.
engaged first.
Yes, Anis? She is
She is
asking for.
asking for sacrifice.
All right. Shanas Ayuni, you can turn off your camera, right? So, so basically, uh, he is asking for advice for, so that she can find time for everything without feeling she is not doing her best. Okay, basically, what is the girl asking and tell her for some advice? All right, some advice about time management. All right, that is the answer for all three of the essay, right? So the first one is the trouble in Bogor. Then you already answered the person who is writing the letter. Again, what is the girl's problem? She has problem with exam and her hobbies because she cannot do both at the same time. And then the last one, what is the girl asking Agnes to tell her? She asking for some advice about time management to do both, and then which one she need to do first. And then, all right. So let's move on to the next one. All right. All right. From the from the problem that trouble in Bogor face, can you give me some idea how to help her? Can you give me some suggestion? If you cannot
Make a
if you cannot open your
timetable.
voice or you can open the mic, you can send it to chat. Yes, again, Chef Highway?
A
Chef
timetable.
Highway, can you say your answer again? A timetable, right? Do a timetable, right? So she can do
Yes,
a
yes, yes.
timetable. Okay, any other answer?
Make
Make
a
a
schedule.
Make a schedule.
timetable.
Make a
Schedule.
schedule. All right. Okay, the last answer. Who can send me the last answer? The last one? Okay, the last one.
Study. Focus on study only.
Studies. Focus on
Focus
studies
on
only.
study only.
Okay, good. So basically, you can see that uh so your answer basically, you give opinion, do a timetable. The second one is make a schedule, and then the third one is focus on study only. So do a timetable and make a schedule is just the same. All right, schedule and timetable is same. So uh can you give me another one?
Join a
Just
study group
do.
or having a meeting after school.
Okay, good. Right? So you can have a meeting after school or study group, right? After school. Alright. So that is your opinion or your advice to Trouble in Bogor to solve her problems. Alright. So basically, with your opinion, you have to justify why you have to do a timetable and tell Trouble in Bogor, right? So you said that you need to have a meeting after school. Okay. Uh, even you have the point, but you have to justify why you have to a meeting after school. And then same goes to the third one. Focus on study only, right? You have to justify uh, why you say that focus on study only. Okay, thank you for the answer again. Okay, let's we move on to the next one. Okay, let's see the answer for the from Agnes itself. All right, the answer from Agnes. So who wants to read this? Yes, Dennis, you can read it.
Dear Trouble, I understand how you feel. Trying to find time for your homework and hobbies can make you feel anxious and exhausted. Here are some tips to help you deal with your problem. First of all, trying to reassure your mother that you can cook. As
Good.
you of as you
Obviously.
obvious, obviously don't want to fall out with her. I suggest meeting halfway. How about cutting down on the time spent on your hobbies without stopping them completely? It is also likely that your friend feels the same as you. So I advise meeting after school so you can all help each other. You could go to a different friend's house each day and study one subject each time. Being able to study with your friend will help you feel better and more supported. I hope my advice will be of some help. Doing a lot at once can be challenging, but the positive thing is that the more you do it, the, the easier it becomes. In any case, university isn't far away, so this experience now will make life less stressful in the future. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, Danish. All right, you have a good pronunciation, right? So basically, this is the answer from Agnes. Okay, she already replied to the trouble in Bogo. Okay, let we go through one by one, right? So the first one, she uh tell that she understand how the trouble in Bogo feel because he wants to try to find time for your homework and hobbies to make you feel anxious and exhausted, right? So so basically, Agnes give trouble in Bogo two um 2 points, right? This is the first one, and then this is the second one. So basically, Agnes give two advice. All right. The first one is what is the Agnes advice? The first one.
Pressure to her mother.
So her mother that
All right. So the first one. Okay. Thank you for answering. Okay. The first one you can see the points. All right. Sorry. The first one you can see the points is the first advice is Agnes said that try to reassure your mother that you can cope. So basically, Agnes give her advice to make sure that trouble in Bogo reassure your mother that she can cope with the both exam and her hobbies. Right, good. Okay, the next one, the second point. What is the second advice from Agnes?
Meeting after school.
Meeting after school. Okay, good. So basically, uh, Agnes said that you can have a meeting after school. right? To study better, because if she wants to focus on hobbies, but at the same time she wants to focus on the exam also, she can try to find time after school and then try to study together with their friends. So that is the Agnes reply. So let's we move on to the next one. All right. So do you think that Agnes reply are reliable or not? Do you think the Agnes advice are reliable or not?
Yes,
Yes.
reliable.
Yes, right? Can you explain to me why you say yes?
because she gives the tips to solve the problem.
Okay, good. So because she give the tips to solve problem or the way to solve trouble in Bogo to solve her problem. Okay, good. So basically, Agnes already answer or give her way to trouble in Bogo to solve trouble in Bogo problem, which is she cannot manage her time to do both at the same time. So basically, Agnes give the answer. The first one is to reassure trouble in Bogo mother that she can cope with both exam and the hobby. The second one, Agnes tell that uh, Agnes said that she can trouble in Bogor needs to have time after school to learn back the subject that she cannot cope or she wants to face during the exam. Alright. So far so good everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. So if you don't understand you can ask me later, alright? So let's move on to the next slide. Alright? So awesome. Let's move on. Okay. The next part. Okay. Trouble in Bogor settled. She already received her replies, and then she already have the ways to solve the problem. Okay, let's reread the Afan's letter. Okay, now it's Afan's turn to have the problem. Okay, so can someone read for me the Afan's letter?
Can I
Yes,
try?
Yes, Anin Zulkifli.
My problem is that since I got a part-time job, I have stopped working out at the gym. As a result, I've gained 10 kilos, besides the fact that my clothes don't fit me anymore. I feel very self-conscious. I've always been sensitive about my weight because I take after my dad and I tend to be on the heavy side. While surfing the net, I found a great raw food diet which includes lots of vegetables and fruit and promises results. But when I told my mom about it, she told me to forget it. She says I need 3 balanced meals a day and refuses to let me cut out meat and carbohydrates. I feel helpless and don't know who to turn for advice. I would really appreciate your help. I find from Ipoh.
Alright, thank you, Anin Zulkifli. Alright, there is one word that Anis pronounced it incorrectly. So this word, can someone help Anis?
Carbohydrate.
carbohydrates.
Okay, good. Danish, right? Danish and Chong Kai Wen. So it is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is in Malay language. So in English we call it carbohydrates, right? So it is just the same thing but different pronunciation, right? So basically, Afan's problem. She, I'm sorry. Afan's problem. He stopped working out at the gym, so he has gained 10 kilos. And the fact that he cannot fit any of his clothes because he already gained his weight. So basically, he feels very conscious or very insecure with the weight, with his weight. But he has a reason why he gains his weight because he take after his dad and then tend to be on the heavy side, right? Okay, so the next one, why surfing the net? I found a great raw food diet. So basically, I found surfing the internet and found that a great raw food diet, which includes a lot of vegetables, fruits, and promises result. But the problem is, but when Afan told his mom about it, her mom told him to forget about it. Don't she mentioned all the great food and then all the diet, but his mom tend to forget it. She say his mom says that he needs 3 balanced meals a day and refused to let me carve out a meat and carbohydrate. So basically, Afan's mom says that Afans need a balanced meals a day and and cannot cut out the meat and carbohydrates. So Afans feel like what I'm going to do, which should I follow? So basically he feel like he's feeling like dizzy to choose which one should he follow because he wants to lose his weight again. So he asking for advice for that, right? Which one should he follow? That is about Afan's problems. Okay, so we already read the Afan's problem. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. Okay, in your opinion, what advice can you help Afan? What advice can you give to Afan?
Balanced diet. He should eat a balanced diet.
He should eat balanced diet. Alright, he should eat balanced diet. Okay. Thank you, Changkaiwin. Okay, next person.
Exercise.
Exercise. Okay, good. Just exercise, right? He needs to exercise. So you can tell that if he needs to exercise whatever he is. Okay, that is the answer for his problem. Okay, the next one. The last one. Can someone give suggestion? The last suggestion or advice you want to give to Afai? Anyone?
Drink a lot of mineral water.
Okay. Drink a lot of mineral water. Okay, thank you for answering. Okay, so that is your answer. And then your advice to give to Afan. Okay, the first one you tell that Afan should eat balanced diet. And then the second one, Afan need to exercise. Even he needs any food, he needs to exercise. Okay, then he needs to drink a lot of mineral water. So basically, like I said before, when you state your idea or opinion, you have to justify your answer because you have to use it later, right? So that is your opinion or your advice to give to Afan. Okay, let's move on. Okay, the next part, let's give him some advice. He already asking for advice and you already give him some advice, but you do not justify your advice, but later you have to justify your advice. So how you want to justify your advice? By writing a letter to him. Okay, so basically you have to write the informal letter of giving advice. So how and what to write in the letter? Okay, the first one is greeting. Like every informal letter you have a greeting. So from the greeting, you can use the person name. Dear Anas. Okay, you want to ask advice from who? For example, Shazrina. Dear Shazrina. Or Dear Anis. Or Dear Shami. So that means that you want to ask your opinion or ask your advice from the person by the person name. For example, you want to ask from Shami, you say that Dear Shami. That is the greeting for the informal letter to asking advice. Okay, that is the first one. You have to remember. Yeah. After this, we can see the format. We see the format, right? So the next one, the second one is the first paragraph or the opening paragraph. Okay. The first one is you refer to the problem and say why are you writing. All right. So the first paragraph after the greeting is you tell them why you write the letter. Okay. For the replies, of course, you say you want. I'm sorry to hear that about your problems. About your losing weight or something else. All right. So basically, you tell them why you write the letter because you want to give some advice on how to lose weight, or you want to give some tips that you can follow. Either Afan can follow his mom, or Afan can follow internet, or Afan can follow your tip letter you will tell in the essay. All right. So that is the first or opening paragraph. You don't tell your point yet, but you say why are you writing the letter, right? So that is the first and the opening paragraph. I'm sorry if I too fast because I want to rush. Want to make sure the time is uh fits with your schedule, right? So the next one is the third or the second paragraph. After the opening paragraph, you have to you need to do the second paragraph which you give your suggestion and justify. Okay, like the example before, the second paragraph is you stated the first point of your advice. So basically this essay you will just need give 2 or 3 advice with your justification. All right, so justification is you give the reason why you stated that point. For example, like you said that always drinking mineral water. Why Afan needs to drink mineral water? Because mineral water is good for your health. Okay, that is the second paragraph. Give your suggestion and justify your answer, or give reason why you said so. All right, so that is the second paragraph. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, number 4, the third paragraph. Okay, the third paragraph, you give your suggestions and justify. Again, same with the second paragraph. You say your answer and then you justify your answer. And then you tell them what is the reason why you give the suggestion. Okay. So far so good, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, good.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Alright, good. So number 5 is the fourth paragraph, which is the closing paragraph. Make a final comment. Alright. So like the first one, like Agnes said, in the last paragraph, you make a final comment. For example, like Agnes, you can see that she said that I hope my advice will be some help. Doing a lot at once can be challenges, but the positive thing is the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So basically, you give the final comment, then you try to give the positive comment why you need to do that. Even if you have problems, you have to try the tips and try to find a way to solve your problems. That is your final comment. You give the positive comment about the way you give to the person. All right. So that is the fourth or the closing paragraph. Okay. So the last but not least in the essay is signing off. Okay. Use a signature ending and your first name below that. Signature ending is not meant by your signature, but signature ending is like good luck, comma, below that you stated your name. All right. So for example, good luck, Shahmi. Okay. So basically, that is written by you, right? So basically, my opinion is, if the question asking for advice, um if the question is about advice, I suggest you to just use good luck. Do not use any other words because it can confusing you and then it can makes you feel uh dizzy which one to use, right? So basically in this letter giving advice, just use good luck. All right? Understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Right. So
So,
yes.
just like good luck without someone. Can I write that?
Again, Chakaiwe.
Can I just write good luck without someone?
Uh I think better you write down good luck, and then write your name, because if you can see, the example not giving you the name, right, like the Agnes one, but in the plan or the format, in the signing off, you can see in your textbook page 170, the signing off, basically just write your first name. All right, it will make your marks will be safer more, because we don't know how the new format yet, but at the same time, at least in formal letter you have the signature and then you have your name. That is the basic format for the informal letter. Okay, understand, Chang Kai?
Yes.
All right, good. So let me see how the format looks like. So basically, the format example. Okay, so this is the example. I get it from the internet, right? The first one is, yeah, the first one is greeting by using the person name. So basically, this is the example. If the letter, in the letter, if the person send the letter with their name, for example, here desperate teenager, maybe the he or she asking and then wrote down his name as a desperate teenager, like the trouble in Bogo before, right? So basically, just use the person name. You have to take a look from the person that asking for advice, right? So that is the greeting, or by using the first name. Dear Amira, dear Susanna, dear Hayati, dear Diane. Okay, that's like that. Just use the person name. Okay, the next one is again the first and opening paragraph. This is the opening paragraph. So basically, he or she give a reason why he wants to write the letter. So, for example, here I was sorry to read about your parents' objection to letting you talk with your friends on the phone. So basically, this letter is about uh he or she asking for advice, because his parents object to let he talk with your friends on the phone, with your friend on the phone. Okay, so basically, uh this person try to give advice on how to give some tips and then some advice to the desperate teenager. Okay, so that is the second one, the first and the opening paragraph. All right, so the second paragraph is the first point. Okay, give your first point and justify, give suggestion. All right, so the first one is he or she give the first point, which it said that you should not argue with your parents, but try to explain them calmly that your friends are important to you. So that is his or her first point. Then after that, the rest is the justification or the reason why he or she give the suggestion to him. That is the first one. All right. Okay. The third one, the fourth one is the third paragraph. The third paragraph. Same goes to the second paragraph. You just give the suggestion and justify your answer. Give what we call, just give the reason why you stated the answer, right? So and then the fifth one is the closing paragraph. Make a final comment. For example, concluding, I'm sure it will work out and they will show understand. So basically, you just give the positive opinion or just give a positive comment that your tips will help them to solve their problems or to solve their anything that they face. All right. So basically, just give a final comment in the closing paragraph. Right. So that is number 5. Number 6, signing off, and use a signature ending and your first name below that. Right. So this is the format of writing a letter giving advice. Okay. So don't worry, I will give it to you later. The notes. Okay. So basically, you already know how to write the letter. So basically, okay, the first paragraph, if you want to, for the tenses, basically, most of the tenses for the second paragraph and the third paragraph is basically the future, present and present and future tense because you want to tell the person, you want to tell or give opinion about that person, but that person do not do it, do not do it, do not do it, right? I'm sorry. So the second paragraph you give the second and the third paragraph you give opinion that person not do it yet. Okay, the person not do it yet, but you give your tips to make sure the person do it. Right. So basically, you can use the future tense or present tense. Okay, but for the first opening paragraph, you want to refer the problems. Basically, you can use the past tense. Right. So basically, the tenses in the essays, you have to make sure the time you use, make sure it's compatible with the tenses. For example, you want to tell your experience, okay, you must use the past tense. Okay, if you want to give some tips or give suggestion to the person, you can use the present or future tense. Right? Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't understand, it's okay, you can ask me after this. All right, so let's move on to the next part. Okay, this is some tips from your textbook. Okay, from writing a letter giving advice. The first one is address the person you are writing to in a friendly way and use informal language because uh, this is not a formal letter. This is informal letter. So you can write your language with friendly. But I'm suggest not too friendly because sometimes when you are too friendly, you tend to use the a short form word, or sometimes you miss the word, or sometimes you use the uh, words that cannot be determined or have different meanings to it. So basically, even it's informal or in even it is for informal language, but be careful with your words. All right, writing it friendly but not too friendly. Right? Understand? So the second one is make a various suggestion to help solve the problem. All right, just not giving this the second paragraph and the third paragraph, you just give the same suggestion, but you have different reason. Yeah, in my opinion, please give the different suggestion from the second and the third paragraph to help to solve the problem. All right, that is why you asking for a advice. All right, the next one is start a new paragraph for every major point. Okay. And then the next one, if you want to state a new point, you just make a new paragraph, right? So use appropriate expressions to give advice and make suggestions. And then last thing is use linking words and phrases to list the different points, like besides, next, um, then, right? That is the linking words or phrases. Okay. So basically, in this essays, I suggest you just to give 2 or 3 points. Depends on the words what the question needs. For example, you just need 180 words or 350 words. For example, just if you write the 2 points already exceed the limit, you just write the 2 points. If you have exceed the limit, you can write 3 points. Okay, this is my suggestion. All right, but later on your teacher will explain to you later. Right, so that is my suggestion. Give just 2 or 3 points. Right, so let's we move on to the next one. Okay, for your exercise, and then you have to write your letter giving advice to Afan. All right, you already have the example, you have already know how to write the letter. Okay, now it's time for you to do the homework. Is that writing a letter giving advice to Afan? All right, so that is your homework for today. All right, so let's recap. So today you learn how to solve the problems, how to help people by using the letter, right? So basically, this letter, is it informal or formal?
Informal.
But
Informal, right? Okay, good. So basically, are we writing this letter to asking advice or giving advice?
Giving advice.
Okay, giving advice. Okay, so basically, how many points you should put in your essay?
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Okay, good. Two or three. So that is today you learn about informal letter giving advice. Alright. So the last one is the moral values. Okay, so the moral values for today is that you must help each other. If your friends need problem or asking you for advice, okay, just help them. Even if you're not sure they accept it or not, just help them because we do not know. Maybe someone have the biggest problem in their life. Even we tend to see that, oh, that is the small problem, but to he or to she, that is the biggest problem for him. So you just must help each other, uh, with your friends, family, and so on. All right. So I think that's all from today. Thank you for attending my class. Okay, before we end the class, don't leave yet. I want to take the attendance. All right. So, okay, all
So,
right. So here we have Ani Zulkifli, and then we have Chong Kai Wei, and then we have Iza Akila, and then we have Irman, and then we have Danish, we have Adli, and then we have Fazrina, we have Kamalia Atira, and then we have Shazlina, we have Nurin, we have Rehana, we have I'm Farisha, and we have Shahami. Alright, good. Today is so many people, right? Okay, good. Okay, okay, that's all. Thank you for attending my class, and that is the lesson for today. Thank you for attending the class.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, sir.